because we do have friends, and we know, some people, and we
know some people who did what?
we know people.
Who did what?
I'm just saying that came into this country legally, or that came to the country with paperwork and done it, do student visa and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's trying to do. Yes, so big time.
Big time.
Big time. And to be honest with you, I had somebody ask for my help, and I was going to do it without you because I knew that you were going to say no.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was going to say no.
Fortunately, I would say, I trust this person, but, like now I'm coming to realize that, hey, anything could happen. And unfortunately for that person, my paperwork didn't check because I'm self-employed. They wanted a lot more stuff because I'm self-employed. If I was employed, it would have gone through.
It would have gone through.
Let's chill.
What up, everyone? Welcome back to Chilling with the Chaplain. It's your boy, Coach LJ. Yes, and I'm with the one and only, my awesomeness, my beautiful, lovely wife, Lady Siza. You know she is in the building as always.
Boo, 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 boo. No. Whatever. I shouldn't be a DJ. You can really tell. Well,
yeah, what's poppin', Lady Caesar?
Yeah, of course, I'm Lady Caesar. And today's episode is one that honestly left us both speechless. I mean, the U.S. government, through USCIS, immigration, aka immigration, is cracking down on migrant sponsors in a way that could change how people help family and friends immigrate to America. I mean, this touches home because I'm a migrant myself,
Was.
But still is. Okay, I'm a citizen, yeah, but you start somewhere.
Yes.
I know the process because I started from being a tourist to student visa to changing my status to marriage sponsor, and thank God to my husband and my mother-in-law for sponsoring my marriage papers, whatever you call it.
Yes.
And so I really, really align and relate to this topic a lot because I know what they're going through, and I know the fears that come with this awakening. Because the law has always been there, but it wasn't taken as seriously as it is now.
This one is real heavy.
It is.
It's very heavy because we definitely experienced. Being marrying someone who is from a different country, had to go through these different changes, filling out all the different paperwork,
paying lots of
money, going to different doctors, going to different interviews. So we understand.
Waiting.
We feel the pain. So this is heavy because we definitely experience it.
Yeah.
We understand it, and so they not just reminding people to read the fine print.
Yeah.
They enforcing it.
Yeah.
They make, and which is a good thing
because it's always been there.
Yes,
you sign it away.
Yes,
but you're just not. You're not just checking a box anymore. USCIS is saying, "Hey, this is what you're signing.
Read it. Pay attention.
Pay attention.
And which is a good thing because we shouldn't just sign our life away and just doing it. So, you know what? Nothing gonna happen. So we should always pay attention. Always read before we ask you, or know what we're reading. Know understanding what we're reading. So enforcing, and then enforcing it hard.
Yeah.
Sponsors could now face lawsuits.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Sponsors, though, like myself, like my mother, could now face lawsuits, fines, and even persecution if the person they sponsor receives public benefits. I thank God that we knew better, so we were very careful about doing different things and applying for different like assistance. I didn't want the assistance anyway because I don't want nobody to pay. I don't want no help from the government. You know, I didn't want no help. But we didn't do it. I'm glad we didn't do it because
for all these 9 years.
Yeah, 49 years.
8 years.
Yes, 8 years. And so another thing too, we knew, we didn't know, but we like, you know what? We didn't want to mess up my wife as
there
well.
Were moments where
she didn't want to mess up herself.
There were moments where we could have made use of it because
yes.
I mean, life at times. But I'm so grateful to God that it didn't come to us going that route.
Yes.
God was able to take us out of that situation before we even needed public assistance in any way. So I'm really grateful. I mean, especially like when it came to apartments. I know we had a lot of people saying, hey, go and get some public assistance, because they were building nice apartments, go and do low income, whatnot, especially when I wasn't working, waiting for my work permit to come through. My husband was the only breadwinner. And, that could have been an easy route out, but we just stuck it out. And paid the high rental fees that we pay in New Jersey. And thank God, because it could have messed up my citizenship. Because although we knew what it entailed, but we didn't really, it didn't really click because it wasn't in people's faces like it is now. Mm-hmm. Like the Trump administration is actually pushing it now, because I know we're moving too fast. So I'm just gonna slow it down a bit and take you back. So when you sponsor someone to come here or to the United States illegally, and say, for example, that person that you sponsored, you signed to say, hey, I'm making so much money, and if this person should ever need any assistance, I'm here to take care of that person. That's exactly what you're saying when you're saying you're sponsoring someone. So the government is saying when you sign that form, which is form 864, Affidavit 864, I-864 to be exact, you're actually saying that that person, should they get any government assistance, be it Medicaid, which is medical insurance for people who are low earners, or food stamps, or even Section 8 housing assistance, whatever it is that the government is assisting you in, that is supposed to be for for citizens. Mm-hmm. Then the government is saying, should that person that you sponsored uses any of the government or the assistance, you as the sponsor can get a bill or be prosecuted to pay that money back with interest.
Well, interest. Yeah, that's crazy. Right. You got to be careful as a sponsor, and as exactly, because it all ties to something called the affidavit of support, like my wife mentioned, and that's a form. It's the I-864. I remember that form. It's a long form. It's a long form.
Well, there's so many of them.
Yes. So, and when you sign it, you basically enter into
signing your life away.
Yes.
For 10 years.
You enter into a legal binding contract with the
underline
U.S. government. Legal binding contract with the U.S. government. What we pay to become a U.S. citizen, or not just a U.S. citizen, just to have a green card or become a permanent resident. The things that you had to go through to become a permanent resident. And so you're saying, I can take care of this person financially, so they won't become a public charge. So basically,
public burden.
Public burden. So basically, the person that's sponsoring, they saying that, okay, because you are sponsoring, you should be able to take care of them.
That's why you have to prove that you make so much money.
Yeah. So if you can't take care of them, then you can't sponsor them. And so
and that's why in our case, I remember you were not making as much money. Yes. Hence, you had to have a secondary sponsor.
Yes.
Who was your mother, a businesswoman at the time. Your income.
Yeah, she's like a co-signer.
Co-signer. So it kind of said, well, if my husband fails to take care of me, my mother-in-law is eligible. So, hey, I'm glad that I didn't have to put you or my mother-in-law in that mess, because now I'm a citizen and it doesn't affect me anymore. But it can affect anybody who is not yet a citizen or who has not done 10 years with a green card. So most people don't realize how deep that goes, actually. because we just sign and we just check boxes. They think it's just a formality.
Check the register, right?
Yep. Nope. You're not checking the register. You're not checking no box. But it's actually a legal binding document because you're on the hook until that person becomes a U.S. citizen or earns at least 10 years of work credits in America. You are financially responsible for that person. And some people will lie and go behind your back and do these things, and they don't know that the government will find the sponsor and give the sponsor the bill. Because even divorce doesn't cancel it. That shocked me. Like, even if we get divorced, just because you signed for my name.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about the 90-day fiance fiascos that happened. Like, oh my God. So what's her name? The big one, Michael and
Angela.
Angela. So Angela, even though they divorced with Michael, is still by law are subject to take care of Michael. If Michael does anything that requests public funding, she can still pay. The government still can charge her. Which is insane.
Yeah, that's great. And now USCIS is enforcing like never before. Like we're gonna keep emphasizing because they are enforcing it like never, especially with this administration. They not playing with kicking out illegal immigrants, people that don't belong here. So any little thing they just enforcing it. So that's why they got to be.
To be honest, it's not a little thing, and just to come in. This is really a wake-up call to even countries like, for example, South Africa. Right now, South Africa is going through a messy situation where the citizens, being patriotic, taking care of their country, because South Africa is like it's like the Mecca of Africa. It's like the United States, where people are all coming to the United States. So in Africa, most immigrants want to come to South Africa. And so they come in illegally as well, and now expect, because we have got public health care as well. If you don't have health insurance, you can go to a public hospital and get free health care, get all these operations that are expensive, etc., for free. So the surrounding neighboring countries have heard about this. Now they come in, they jump over to the country to get these expensive surgeries for free. And guess what the human rights is saying? The human rights is fighting against the citizens and saying what you're doing is illegal. And the citizens are like, no, it cannot be illegal, especially we're telling illegal immigrants who are not supposed to be in the country in the first place to not use the citizens, the benefits meant for citizens. So they should really take a page from America, from the Trump administration, that it's the law.
Yes, the law.
The public benefits, whether we like it or we don't, are for citizens. Yes, if there's an emergency, I can be taken to a public hospital, for example, and get treatment, but I cannot be standing in the line expecting chronic medication monthly for free as an illegal immigrant or just an immigrant who's not a citizen, because the public services or benefits are for who? Citizens of that country. It's the law.
Yeah, that's the law. And so, even when you're in this country for years, and that's the down. That's the sad part, because even these people that's been in this country for a long, long time, and that sometimes need medication, but they can't really get medication because they're illegal. And so, that's the downfall. But the U.S. just released a notice reminding sponsors that if their immigrant relative,
that's scary,
or friend gets public benefits, the agency that gave those benefits can demand repayment.
Wow.
We're talking about thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars, but we're talking about millions. Thousands of dollars that you can be repaid for retribution, because they use public assistance.
Yeah.
So even unawares, sometimes you do things and they, and sometimes we don't know because we're not reading the fine print.
And the thing is,
they could go behind your back or not knowing because they think it's all good. Yeah, they think everything's okay. Yeah. They went to the doctor and they didn't have the money and said, you know what? I do charity care.
I remember when I had to take out my tooth and we didn't have insurance. And it was a crown, so it wasn't like an easy pull. I had to go to like emergency care for that to get like special care. And you know how much the bill was? $5,000. $5,000.
5,000.
And I still owe that money because I didn't have insurance at that time.
Yeah.
I preferred owing that money than going for charity care.
Yeah.
Because charity care would have messed me up.
It would have messed up.
Especially when I was going for my citizenship. And being desperate at that time, honestly, charity care was offered to me, but I'm thankful that I didn't go through with it because it could have backfired.
Yes.
So at least now I just owe $5,000 and I have the money. I will pay it in installments to them, and then I won't owe them anything. But I don't owe the government because that comes with penalties.
Yes, it comes with penalty, for real.
And remember, it's a really scary thing to think about when we're looking at that way, because lives. You know, life can be hard, and things happen because this is real life. And, you know, people lose jobs, like with us. You know, you resigned thinking that you were going to get a job, and you resigned with that good insurance, and we ended up not having insurance. And I've been working jobs where there wasn't really insurance. So not having insurance was hard because, like you said, even when you get sick, it's like, what do I do? Do I have money to pay out of pocket? And if you don't, then you're going to be sick and die.
Yeah, you can die, yeah.
Or you go and take a risk and say, I'm taking a chance and I'm going to use charity care or Medicaid, not knowing that you're messing up your process of getting your papers. Because when you are desperate, you're desperate, right? So imagine trying to do a good thing for a relative or friend who asks you, hey, I need help, and so forth. And then years later, you get a letter saying you owe the government for something you didn't even know happened. A lot of people are about to get a wake-up call.
Yeah.
So what we're saying to most people who are sponsoring people right now, be careful what you're signing. You know, make sure that the person that you're signing for you trust, and they will not betray you in this way, because the bill will not go to them. The bill will come to you.
It will come
and
to
it will
the
affect,
sponsor.
and it will affect your credit, not their credit. So as a sponsor now, you got to be really sure that you're sponsoring someone. If should a bill come, they can pay that money back because it's their expense, not yours. But because you signed and said you are vouching for them, it's your bill.
Yeah, that's true. And so now we want to, we breaking down the law. We breaking down the law and really
what does the law say?
Give you information, give you insight, you know, so that when we do things, we to do things in the right way.
With understanding.
With understanding, and so that we, you know, and thanks to this podcast, and this is what we're trying to do, it just bring, be informative, and so that you're able to have insight to make critical decisions in a smart way.
Yes.
You know, and so here's what really happened in this law. The affidavit of support is required for most family-based immigrants.
Yeah.
You have to show your income is at least 125% of the federal poverty line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And the idea was to make sure that the new immigrants wouldn't rely on government programs, right? But now government is going after these sponsors for repayment if that happens. Can you imagine? You sign these forms, this affidavit, not actually having read what it says. Now you're going to be getting letters to say, hey, by the way, your person went to get an operation done and they use Medicaid. Now you owe $35,000. Oh, Jesus.
That's a lot of money.
Life is already hard.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And now they're actually warning that lying on that form could lead to fraud investigations. So if you're lying and saying you make so much money, or you're lying and saying whatever,
Now you're going to go to jail.
Listen, just putting your name there.
Now you're going to go to jail. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy, man.
No one must come to me for help. I'm not helping no one with sponsorship. Thank you very much. I said it.
No, you ain't helping.
No,
I don't
no
blame
sir,
you.
no ma'am.
I don't blame you. And so, like, for me, I was marrying my wife, so yes, I took the risk, and I was willing to, because I believed that there was going to be a person that I was going to marry, and we were going to spend the rest of my life. But to someone that just to buy papers, I never was going to do it. I never did it, and I never was going to do it, because one, I believe in marriage. I believe in picking the right person, and I don't believe in divorce. So even when I wasn't saved, I never. You could come because we knew about the buying papers, all that kind of stuff. But I never would do something like that, not knowing all these different situations. But I knew you could get in trouble, and I know things could hit the fan, whatever. So I just never would do it. I don't care how desperate a person is. Yeah, I wasn't put my name. It's too risky to go through the course, and I never.
Especially in this administration, they're really not playing. They're not playing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even as an immigrant myself, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, of course, the harsh things that they're doing, like taking people innocently from their homes, that's taking it too far. But when you're breaking the law in a sense of doing certain things that are against the law of the land, then okay, the country is allowed to protect itself from people who break the law. So it's the law. We signed it away, you know. So I think for this episode, we really want to alert our viewers: be careful.
Be careful and do it the right way, because you can't find love and find.
Well, sometimes you're not helping people who are for love. You're helping, like, for example, your mom. I was getting married to you.
Yes.
And your income wasn't enough to fully sponsor me.
Yes.
So your mom came in and said, "I will vouch for you."
Yes.
So say, for example, I did something, and then a bill comes for your mom. You see what I mean? She did it out of a good heart, because that's what you do, just to help her son.
Yes.
Right? And so these are the circumstances people are facing.
Yes.
And we could have taken public assistance because we didn't really know that we were signing that away, right?
Yes, yes.
We knew that, but we didn't know that you could be prosecuted.
Yeah,
you could pay it back.
We just knew
because
that
it had never happened before.
Yes, we just knew.
We just knew that it could affect you when you're applying for your citizenship.
Yes, yeah,
but not pay back and all that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a risk that people have taken, and people are not aware, because people have been messed up by relatives and friends.
Yes, I agree. And I just believe in doing the right way. You come to America, you know, I know you want, you sometimes you do get desperate, and you're like, you know what, I'll buy. Because sometimes, you know, you could do it and things don't work out. The person that you wanted to marry, or you're doing it for papers, and they skip on you. Yeah. They bounce. They took your money, and you can't even see them no more. Yeah. So now you lose regardless. So I think that's why I think, okay, do it, you know, when you,
I mean, it's easy for us to say, baby, because we are on the other end.
I know.
When you're desperate, especially with ICE tracking people off the streets.
I know.
People are just trying different things.
It's not that easy
to find love as well. So,
I agree. It's not that easy.
We're just asking sponsors to just be careful who you're helping.
Yes, I agree. But USCIS even mentioned that it's fraud.
USCIS.
USCIS even mentioned that it's fraud detection, and National Security Division could step in.
Can you imagine?
That means if you use fake documents or even made an innocent mistakes, it could get serious. So even with the fake marriages, fake marriages. You're not married. You're doing things. You're setting up parties, and it's not real. You're not really married. Not all that stuff. That's fake documents. You know, you're taking pictures to show that you're married, but you're not married. That's fake. You can get prosecuted. It could get serious.
Okay, we heard you.
Look, that's the law. That's the law, and you get caught, they could prosecute you.
So basically, compassion now comes with the contract. Because sometimes you do things just to help out a friend or a family member. Oh, it could get you into hot water. Love could now become a liability.
Or fake love.
Even just regular love, we were or still is in love.
No, but I'm talking about the people that's doing it not
but also right, this is not only for them, this is for everyone.
For everyone, yes. Those that get married, yes. Yeah. Because those that get married really are in love, and sometimes situations happens and you do unknowingly and you could get in trouble. But you really love that person. You really was married. So yeah, it can happen.
And
but
also, you're going to support a friend, and you don't know that marriage is not the real marriage.
Yes.
Now you become an accomplice.
yeah, you become you become an accomplice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, wow.
That's tough. Yeah, you could get in trouble because now you're part of that arrangement.
Yeah.
You're part of it, and so maybe I don't think they would come after that.
Accomplices?
Yeah, I don't think they'll come
With
after
the Trump
Trump.
administration?
But you never know.
Oh,
You never know. You never know. You're right. You never know. I stay away. I don't know. With this administration, I think it's best to stay away.
Keep your hands clean.
Keep your hands clean. For real, keep your hands clean. Stay back. If you know anybody that's they doing it for papers and they not really getting married, you probably like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna go to this party. I don't know because
because they'll submit pictures with your face in it.
You're right, yeah.
Mr. Chaplin, I see you
I
here.
see you.
I didn't know. Oh well, you're an accomplice now.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. And that's the part that hits home for real. Because we do have friends, and we know some people, and we
know some people who did what?
we know people
who did what?
I'm just saying that came into this country legally, or that came to the country with paperwork and done it do student visa and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What he's trying to do? Yes. So I mean, you're married to an immigrant woman, of course.
Yeah. So we know South African people.
Yeah, people who have changed their status, gotten married, but the right way. So what if somebody says, "Hey, my sponsor doesn't have enough income. Can you also be a co-sponsor?" So, but now we know better that to
warn people because we do know people,
or even just stay out of it personally but just for
yeah.
your personal protection.
Yeah, and so people come to this country looking for opportunity because America brainwashed the world, the land of the free, the home of the brave, American dream. That's another question that you raised in one of your shorts. What is this American dream? Is it really American dream? That's another topic for another day because I think American dream, it still could be American dream, but it changed.
It evolved.
It changed. It evolved. It's not American dream as back in 1980 or 50s or even the 2000s. It had changed. People looking for opportunity. And it's often family who helps them get started. But now sponsors scared to help forward.
Yeah, they're scared to help because, especially after receiving the letter unexpectedly in the mail saying, "Hey, you sponsored this person. Just be careful. If that person goes and asks for any government assistance, you are eligible to pay." Because let's talk about the human side of this now. So immigrants who need help might now avoid healthcare or food programs, even when they're legally allowed, because they don't want to hurt the person who sponsored them, which is fair, but then we might go into places where now they're either not going to steal to survive or they're going to starve to avoid messing up the sponsor, or they'll mess up the sponsor and not care and say, "Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it."
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's real. That is real, and the struggle is real. The struggle is real because when you sponsor somebody, sometimes you can sponsor somebody and you could be on good terms at that time, and then they blow up, and now y'all. And then what happened when they blow up and y'all not on good terms? And they can spite you. This is why you got to be real careful because the person that you are sponsoring can really spite you and really hurt you. So it's real. It's real. And sponsors, many of them middle class working people might be hit with unexpected bills. Not enough they got bills already. That to the roof. You're living paycheck to paycheck, and now you get hit with this sponsored debt. Oh my God. And lawsuits that could come later on and later on in years. So and we already seeing agencies sending warning letters saying you financially responsible.
I'm sure that freaked a lot of people out. How it will freak me out.
What?
Getting a letter from USCIS and saying I'm legally responsible or financially responsible for my sponsor. Because some people don't sponsor one person; they sponsor a number of people.
For real?
Yeah, I had a gentleman come into the tax office on Saturday actually, and they wanted their W-2s, and I nosingly asked, "Why do you need your W-2s?" And he said, "Oh well, I'm actually helping co-sponsor one of my colleagues."
What?
And I said to him, "Do you know?" After knowing what I know now, I said to him, "Do you know what?"
That's dangerous.
That
I
comes
would not do a colleague.
co-sponsor.
Yeah, I would not do a colleague.
Well, he's saying he knows the person, blah blah blah. So, like in an incident like that, I had to warn this person to say, "Hey, just be very careful."
Yeah, that's
and what you're getting yourself to. And this colleague happened to be
South African.
Nigerian.
Oh, they the worst. I'm sorry. I said it. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, but
so all of this creates fear
hold
and
on.
mistrust in communities. People might stop helping family members because they can't afford the risk. The risk is too high. And it's heartbreaking because our cultures, the Africans, the Caribbeans, the Latinos, we thrive on helping each other. Yes. That's how we grow up. Ubuntu. It's part of, I'm going to help you and pass it forward because somebody helped me. In fact, my sister from another mother and I, Noktula, were talking about this, that, she helped me with a lot of stuff when I came in the United States. And now she was applauding me for helping somebody else. And I said, I actually told her somebody else that I'm helping that this is her responsibility now when she's, as things are progressing for her to help somebody else. Because that's how we were taught. You help so that the help doesn't necessarily have to come back to me, but we want you to pass it forward. Because I was helped, I'm helping you, you must help someone else. So now that's going to be hard to do because it comes with a lot of risks.
Yeah, it comes with a lot of risk, but I would not do that. Because again, right now you could be good, but that don't mean you're going to be good 5 years. Yeah, so a colleague or whatever, that's, you fall on shaky ground. Yeah. And I think that's risky, and I think basically it's like you're playing that game Russian roulette.
I don't know the game, but okay.
Russian roulette. Basically, Russian roulette, right? You got a gun, you got bullets, you got one bullet, and each one taking turns to shoot the bullet. And eventually, that bullet gonna fire. Yeah. And it's gonna fire to the one that's have it last.
Taking a risk.
You're taking a risk. So that's what happened with you when you're sponsoring a colleague. I feel you want to be nice. Yeah. I feel you want to do the right thing. But because you get lawsuits, because you can be persecuted, because you can have a debt long term, I think I'm telling you, I would not do it.
Well, we didn't know that until now, because now we're getting these letters. Yeah, but now we know better.
But even though I didn't know the law, but I knew I would not sponsor someone because I knew it is risky. I wasn't sponsoring someone if they asked me. I would. Even as a Christian man, the Lord had to speak to me. The Lord would have to speak to me and say, yes, do it. Everything's going to be all right. Yeah. But if I don't hear the voice of the Lord telling me
because it could backfire.
I'm not doing it. I won't do it. The Lord had to say, do it. But again, in many cultures, we understand sponsoring someone is about legacy, and it's about giving someone else a shot, like you said earlier. Now that generosity could backfire. Big time.
And to be honest with you, I had somebody ask for my help, and I was gonna do it without you because I knew that you were gonna say no.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was gonna say no.
Fortunately, I would say, I trust this person, but like now I'm coming to realize that hey, anything could happen, and unfortunately for that person, my paperwork didn't check because I'm self-employed. They wanted a lot more stuff because I'm self-employed. If I was employed, it would have gone through.
It would have gone through. I know best, boy. I'm telling you. God, I know. Because at the end of the day, because we married, right? If she would have did that, things would have backfired and would have came back to me. Yeah. And because I'm the breadwinner, it would have came back to me because she's, like you say, she's self-employed and I'm the breadwinner. So yeah, God knows.
You're not the breadwinner. You're a W-2.
W-2 employee. I am the breadwinner.
Anyway, here's a real life situation. Imagine Maria sponsors her cousin from Dominican Republic, and he's doing fine until he gets an accident and needs surgery. He applies for Medicaid, which is the medical insurance for people who are not working or have low income, because he can't afford the bill. And I know a lot of pregnant women do this.
Yes.
So those bills are going to be coming.
Yes, those bills are going to be coming.
And then a few months later, Maria, the sponsor, gets a letter saying she owes the government $38,000.
Wow.
I would faint.
$38,000. Bad enough.
And can you imagine? Probably the cousin is not working after the accident.
Yeah. Or like you said, pregnant or whatever. You just had a baby.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And those pregnancy pills are expensive.
They're expensive. That's crazy. And the person that sponsors you had to cover
Pay
it.
that.
Bad
and
enough
can you imagine people
bills.
have had multiple babies with Medicaid?
You're right. And the thing is, now you got to file for bankruptcy.
Because of somebody else.
So somebody else. And because it's medical, you can't put medical on bankruptcy. You can put other bills on me.
Oh, you can't put them?
No, you can't.
So that bill always stands?
Always stands. Always stands. You always order. The two things you can't put on bankruptcy. Two things. You want to know the other one you can't put on bankruptcy? Come on.
I don't know. Tell me.
Financial student loans.
Ah.
So student loans and medical bills you can't put on bankruptcy. Everything else you can put in bankruptcy. Wow. So yeah, but the good thing is with Obama administration though, now even though you always got to pay for it, but it's not affect your credit score.
I hope Trump doesn't change that.
Yeah, you're right. He can change it. He could change it.
So many things.
He can change it. Yeah. But Obama did put into place
because it was affecting a lot of people's credit.
And
especially in this country where everything
a lot of black and brown,
class,
black and brown people mostly. And Obama fixed it so that
it doesn't affect
and allow us to get houses. We had to get approved for houses because that's not on our credit. So but that one never, you can file bankruptcy for medical. You always got to pay for that.
So that hospital that I owe $5,000 for taking out my tooth, I'm coming to pay my money. Okay, just be patient with me.
Yeah, but
$5,000 for a tooth? Come on, guys. That's like almost 60,000 rand.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, and that's the kind of thing this policy could trigger. Yeah. And even if Maria did not know about the benefits, it does not matter. The law says she's liable.
This is the sponsor.
It's sad. Yeah, it's sad, but it's a reality. Yeah, and this is why you got to be careful. And we're not trying to scare anybody, because we know a lot of people do have good hearts. But you know what? You got to be smart. I told you, as a Christian man, the Spirit of the Lord will have to speak to me and say, do it. Other than that, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really wild. And if the government decides she lied on her form, even unintentionally, it could lead to criminal charges. So now you've got a financial ruin and legal trouble.
Legal troubles. Yeah,
it's about to get rough.
Yeah, you just and you know what too? With that financial, now that go on your record, and because it's government,
it's federal.
It's federal, so now that can hinder you from getting a loan.
Yeah, or a job.
You're right. That can hinder you from a loan, a job. And if you are working, because it's federal, they have the right to garnish your check. So before you pay any taxes, before you pay any bills, because it's government, they go automatic garnish your check. Yeah, so it's yeah.
The chicken is about to come and roost. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
So what can people do? Because this is the whole point. We're not here just to scare you guys.
Yes.
But we're also here to give you tips on looking out and to be vigilant. So what can people do?
Yeah, all right. So let's talk solutions, because that's what this podcast is all about. It's about giving strategies. It's about giving solutions. It's about helping the individual, the chillers, to make better decisions, informed decisions. The Bible even say that people perish because of lack of knowledge. And so it's about now getting the knowledge so that we had applied the knowledge into our life. We don't want to be the individual that get the knowledge. If you listen to this podcast, you don't want to be the individual that get the knowledge and you reject it. Our goal on this show is not just to highlight fear. Yeah. It is to bring awareness and empower people with knowledge.
Yes, because first you must know what you're signing.
Yes, you must know what you're signing.
When you put your signature on that paper, know what you're signing, because that affidavit of support is a real contract.
A serious contract.
And if you can't afford to be fully responsible for someone, don't sign it out of guilt or pressure, because the people can be begging you and all that.
And they can even get their families involved and say, get on the door.
Help this person.
Yeah.
You'll be left on your own at the end of the day. And you have nobody to cry to, because now you are financially responsible for this person.
Yeah. So even don't feel if you feel in your spirit you shouldn't do it, don't do it.
A person might rather, they can hate you or whatever, but at least you're protecting yourself.
You're protecting yourself. And second, get legal advice before sponsoring anyone. Immigration lawyers can explain what you are agreeing to and how to protect yourself. That's what it's about protecting yourself, and so that you don't make a foolish decision or a decision that you're going to regret later on.
Third, keep good records.
Yeah.
Every payment that you've made, every bill, every communication, documentation can actually save you if things go south. Because like my husband was saying, that you could, the relationship could go south with this person that you sponsored, and then when it backfires, you're on your own. But if you keep all those documents, you save everything, at least now you're safeguarding yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I totally agree. And finally, advocate for reform, because this crackdown may protect the system, but it also punishes compassion. Yeah. I have a good heart, and so if I'm not smart with my decision making, the Bible tells me, be wise as a serpent, humble. I know I'm getting you a lot of scripture right now, but the Bible is telling us, no, be wise as a serpent and humble as a dove. So, yes, we good people, but you also got to be smart people at the same time. And policies should hold people accountable. Yes, but they should not weaponize kindness. Yeah. Don't allow your kindness to be turned against you.
Well, I think about families affected by this. The sponsors who gave their hearts and wallets to help someone build a better life, and now they feel betrayed by the very system they trusted. It's a hard pill to swallow. You're trying to do good, but then things happen, and the person unintentionally gets government assistance. Now you got to pay it back. It's just,
and now you're in a situation, a situation that you should not.
And probably the person you sponsored is thriving now.
Yeah, you're right. That can happen too.
And guess what? They won't even bother helping you.
Yup. Well, you help them.
And some will say, "I didn't even ask you to help me."
Yeah, that's why you got to be careful, because you're trying to be good. You help the person, and then you help them. They got you in trouble. And then later on, they thriving, and they don't return the favor to them. But you know what? I would say, even that if that's the case, you know, that person got to be careful because there's something called karma, and the Bible said the best, do unto others as you want to be treated. So that person that don't want to help even when they thriving, they pay back.
Yeah,
somehow they're gonna something gonna happen that they're not gonna like, and it's gonna come back to them. Where they're gonna get in trouble, and they're like, man, then the person might go back to that same person. Can you help me again?
And they've burnt a bridge.
And they burnt the bridge. Yeah, that's why.
Listeners, and you're thinking about sponsoring someone, get educated. And if you're an immigrant, seek community legal support. And if you're already caught up in this, don't suffer in silence. Help is out there. There's organizations. There's even lawyers who are helping people to get out of this mess or to figure out a way, because the Trump administration is after your butt.
Trump administration is not playing. It's not playing. And our goal is not to scare you. We're not trying to scare you. We're trying to help you. And we are trying to prepare you to make better informed decisions, not to scare you. We're having fun with it. But we also want to be real, and we also want to just give you some insights and some, clarity, so that you're going to make the light bulb will maybe come on. Yeah, because when you know better, you move better.
Exactly. So stay informed, stay united, and keep your heart open, but your eyes wide, because it's not good out there. It's not good.
It's not.
And before we sign out, I'd just like to remind our viewers to please like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts in the comment section. It really helps us. It goes a long way, helps us with the algorithmic as well.
Yeah, and follow us on the audio platform. Leave a review. Follow us and all the above. We just thank you for rocking with us. We thank you for supporting us. We thank you for continue to help grow this channel. And like I said, whatever part or whatever interests you, please let us know in the comments. Let us continue growing this channel, and let us continue connecting with one another and building a family, building a community. And so until next time, we say, family, stay safe, stay smart, and keep chilling with the Chaplins. Thank you, and you know what's coming. Deuces.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye.